Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. My name is Mr. Maxwell, and welcome back to another side quest about video games with myself and Exile Magpie.
Hello!
So, first off, SAG-AFTRA. SAG-AFTRA?
The Actors Union.
The Actors Union.
Screen Actors Guild, blah, 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 blah.
Apparently they had a vote quite recently to do with the AI terms and video games contract.
Yeah, because they originally agreed to it, and the AI, the video games,
the voice actors came along. It was like, excuse me?
Why? Excuse me? When were you going to actually discuss it with us? Like a lot of them, and it's not just like the vast majority of smaller creators, your big guns like Troy Bakeman and David Hayter and all them. They no one was informed, and everyone was like, "Dude, what the fuck?"
So yeah, they had a vote, and apparently it's around about 50-50, but it looks like there is going to be possibly another strike.
Yeah,
at least on the voice actors side.
Yeah,
because let's be honest, we all know that the actors part of the guild are so far up their own asses.
Well, the thing is that they got what they wanted. The stuff that was agreed to, and basically, what the gaming voice actors want is pretty much the same. AI can't be used on their voices without permission or their say so, and also they can't monetize the shit out of it when they die. Because we all know the gaming industry, and we all know that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so speaking during a Q&A session at SXSW in Austin, Texas over the weekend, SAG-AFTRA National Executive Director and Chief Negotiator Duncan Crabtree Island.
It's American.
You know what? I like that name.
It is a name.
Crabtree Island.
It is. It's the thing is you hear that and go, you know what? That is what they've out of all the things they've kept from getting their freedom from us, those stupid naming conventions of having ridiculously sounding names for people in highly regarded positions.
Back to this. Said the probability of a strike will go ahead in the next 4 to 6 weeks is 50-50 or more likely than that. They voted overwhelmingly in favour of a video game strike in September 2023. While no strike action was taken by the union, it was unable to negotiate an update to the interactive media agreement, which covers unions members' work in games. At the time, AI was one of the key issues being discussed and has remained just as important. The union is considering strike action due to a lack of protection members have against AI. According to Crabtree Island, we want to make sure the implementation of AI is human-centered and focused on augmentation of production, not replacement of people. Consent and compensation for members whose work is used by AI engines is also one of the union's aims, he added. We don't want to go on strike, but we're not going to make deals with these companies that don't protect our members from abusive and exploitative uses of AI, Crabtree Island concluded. So yeah, if in case anybody doesn't know, the whole thing that the Hollywood thing was going on about, it's pretty much the same here.
Yeah.
There's no difference. The only difference here is the half of SAG-AFTRA generally don't care about the other half of SAG-AFTRA.
But the thing is that they should do what a lot of other unions do, which is basically they just pick the group that it's affecting and then tell them to vote.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, this is the group that it's affecting, so it's a valid ballot. There we go. They voted to strike, so these guys are going to strike. Everyone else isn't because they're not infected.
Yeah,
blah blah blah.
They've got their things. They don't have to worry. Right. So in January, SAG-AFTRA introduced a agreement with AI voice technology company Replica Studios, which allows game developers to access union members' work through Replica under a fair, ethical agreement to safely create and license a digital replica of their voice. Now, this was the stuff that we were talking just before. This was the stuff that they didn't tell any of the voice actors about.
Yeah, the voice actors were like, dude, what the fuck?
Wait, what?
Wait, what?
I need to sort my tablet out so it doesn't lock
after 5 seconds.
After 5 seconds, yeah. The agreement was criticised by several voice actors despite it being approved by affected members. I really don't think it was approved by affected members.
The amount of people online that were coming out and going, no, we don't agree.
The amount of people that were saying that no, this is not what we asked for. No, but I mean, it is gaming media, so they probably, there was probably no research into this.
No,
anyway,
they probably went, well, 50% of the people that don't do voice acting in games probably agreed to it because they went, well, it doesn't affect me, so I don't give a shit.
True. If SAG-AFTRA does take strike action, Activision, Blind Light, Disney Character Voices International, EA, Formosa Interactive, Insomniac, Take-Two Productions, VoiceWorks Productions, and Warner Brothers Games, and to be fair, Warner Brothers Games, they've sucked for the last 5 years, so we've got nothing to worry about there. Games will be affected. Oh. Okay, so let's have a look. Activision haven't been doing great. Blind Light, I don't actually know anything that they make. Disney Character Voices, I mean, have you watched a new Disney movie?
Yeah,
the voice acting's fine, but
The thing is, though, is if you want to support the strike, you won't be playing anything to do with Disney or older games. So for example, if you're in the middle of a Kingdom Hearts run.
Yeah, but that only works if I'm streaming it.
That is very true.
They're not going to know if I'm playing Kingdom Hearts
offline
in my own home.
Yeah.
With nothing on.
Yeah.
How the hell are they going to know?
I know, but I'm just saying for
we all know we all know the CIA are in everybody's chat box. All right, we all know this. All right, we know this, but they're not going to know. They're not going to know that I'm playing Kingdom Hearts, right? But no, what I'm saying is Activision haven't made anything. Blind Light, I don't actually know anything. Disney, I mean, their movies and anything with the Disney fucking logo on it at the moment is just sucking.
I remember on Twitter someone put up Disney did better diversity when they weren't even trying, and that's true. You've got
they did.
Princess and the Frog and
Atlantis. Was it Atlantis?
No, I think
Disney.
I'm not sure. Well, it was.
I want to say it was though.
I know, but the thing is, you look at the older cartoon movies.
Oh yeah, I know. Lilo
and Stitch.
Lilo and Stitch is mint. I love that movie.
Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah.
They when they weren't trying to, and I'm not, appease is the wrong word.
When they weren't forcing the diversity. When they were actually doing it because they wanted to do it.
Yeah, they wanted to do it because, they wanted to set a movie in this country, in country A or country B, or it just felt right for that character to be that way, sort of thing. Yeah, when they weren't trying, Disney was so much better at diversity. It was great because it wasn't, like you say, forced. It wasn't pandering. It wasn't pandering and I don't mean in the sense of pandering for people to eat it up. It's pandering to people because they thought they were stupid. That's the thing. It's an even worse pandering of
Oh, it's not even that. It's even worse. It's so they can get decent loans.
Oh, God.
So they can get money. It's all that DEI and it's all that bollocks. That's why movies are garbage because they're too busy being look, we've got this person as this person. Okay. Is the movie good? Oh, no. Right, okay, so I'm not going to watch your movie then. Well, no, you should definitely watch it. Why? Well, because if you don't, you're racist. What? How does that fucking work?
Here's an idea.
How is your logic?
Here's an idea. If you want me to you want me to watch your movie, make a good movie.
I don't care who's the lead.
For example, the thing that annoys me the most regarding all this shit is there are examples of diversity that are great.
Yeah.
How
did we get onto this? We were talking about AI.
I don't know. How did we get onto this?
We were talking about Disney.
Disney, that's exactly.
We're talking about Disney.
And you went, well, everything that Disney is terrible. Well, and I came up with the whole thing of when Disney weren't trying to be diverse.
When they were trying to be
actually
diverse,
better at being diverse.
Yeah, they made good movies. I mean, let's be honest, they make good. Even their straight to DVD movies, or back when we were kids, straight to video. Yeah. That's how old we are.
Aladdin, Prince of Thieves.
Lion King 2.
Lion King 2. Little Mermaid 2.
I don't remember.
Beauty and the Beast. The winter.
I don't remember that one either. I remember Lion King 2. Mm-hmm. I remember the Aladdin
Return
trilogy,
of Jafar.
Return of Jafar and the King of Thieves. I remember Jungle Book 2. Mm-hmm. I mean, they were not as good as the first one.
No,
because
they were never going to be as good.
They were never.
Although, to be honest,
Return of Jafar
is A+. It is easily the best straight to video release. Yeah, and then the King of Thieves was actually pretty good as well.
It's still really good.
Yeah,
really good.
But again, like Jasmine. Jasmine's an amazing character in Aladdin. Yeah. But anyway,
I'm not gonna lie. Right, the best thing about the live action Aladdin movie, the best thing is I can't believe they did this. They had Jasmine sing that song about being strong and independent and all that stuff, and instantly gets kidnapped and needing Aladdin to save her. Like, my God, the balls.
Not sure you got your messaging right there.
Jasmine, like, maybe next time, if you're going to be strong and independent, maybe next time don't get kidnapped.
I would also argue, like, to the whole thing of, like, wow, that's one hell of a way to pull the rug onto someone.
Right, anyway, we're bashing on Disney, we don't need to. Right, yeah, anyway, back to what I was saying. So, Disney character voices, Disney haven't really made anything. Number one, they haven't really made anything with animation for a while, so that kind of fluffs that.
But also like in the gaming sphere,
EA's got Fallen, the two Jedi games, and then FIFA. I'm not going to miss that. Insomniac Games, depending on what it is, I think.
Yeah, because it's inside. Well, Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man, but I don't like Spider-Man.
I know, but you're not a Spider-Man fan, so
I do agree that they're good games, though. I think they are good games.
You're just not a Spider-Man fan.
I'm just not a Spider-Man fan. I'm just not.
You are firmly in the camp of the Batman.
Oh no, it's not that. It's just I don't like Spider-Man. I
know, but like it's not because you think he's crap or anything. It's just he just doesn't.
He's not my thing.
Yeah,
it's not my thing. Spider-Man is not my thing.
Exactly.
Anyway, so Insomniac Games, Take-Two Productions.
So that's Grand Theft Auto.
So I don't really care.
Yeah.
Because Grand Theft Auto. VoiceWork Productions. No idea.
The thing is, some of these companies will have a lot of like side small parts in a whole bunch of games.
Like VoiceWorks will probably be like a agency sort of thing. Yeah. I'm assuming, with it being called VoiceWorks.
Yeah.
So like, if you're a AAA company, you'll go to VoiceWorks and be like, "Have you got any voice actors that we can hire for, I don't know, for male sitting at table 1?"
Yeah. Background guys.
Background guys.
Like guy in uniform 1.
Yeah. And Warner Brother games. And like I said, Warner Brothers haven't made a good game in
well, probably I'd say Arkham City.
Since Arkham Knight. Arkham Knight is a good game.
Yes.
It had its flaws, but it's a good game.
It was a very buggy launch. Yeah, so okay, Arkham Knight.
Arkham Knight. Okay, so yeah, many voice actors have spoken with Eurogamer about their concerns with AI and its impact on their work, including Solid Snake actor David Hayter. I love the fact that everybody still calls him Solid Snake.
Well, yeah, it is the defining role for him.
And Commander Shepard actor Jennifer Hale, which, by the way, female Commander Shepard is better than male. I will fight anybody on that one.
I mean, to be honest, that is the consensus of the fan base. Female canon Shepard is female Shepard.
Yeah, because male Shepard is he's just a plank of wood.
Oh yeah, there's very little. I regret choosing male for Commander Shepard. I may replay the collection and have it as female because she is literally a badass.
Yeah. Well, The Last of Us, Troy Baker, and I am not surprised at this, was more positive about AI during last year's BAFTA Game Awards. Yes, because it's Troy Baker, and that man dear God, please, just for the love of God, I like you, Troy. Just get off Twitter.
Yes.
I don't like everything you say on Twitter. Just makes me go, you're dumb, aren't you? You're like dumb.
Yeah, there's some things that he does that I'm convinced he's just a troll sometimes, and he's just doing it deliberately to wind people up.
I want it to be that. I generally want it to be that, but there's a part of me going, you're just this dumb, aren't you?
You actually believe in this.
You are actually this. Plenty of others such as Returnal's Jane Perry remain sceptical about the use, and so we may get another strike. Well, actually, no, we probably are going to get another strike. I don't know what's going to happen.
It's the AAA game industry. Of course, we're going to get another strike. They don't understand anything unless they start losing money, and then they turn around and go, "How did we lose this money?" I don't know. Do you know how we lost this money? I mean, we just followed the trend that was trending 5 years ago. That's how this works, isn't it?
Yeah.
The gaming sphere doesn't evolve at all.
I know.
Ever. All we have to do is release a crap product.
Yeah.
That's in the current that's in the trend of 5 years ago. Suicide Squad.
I also want to point out that I know like Baldur's Gate came out and ran gangbusters, but recently we actually talked about the Immortals Averin game, how it didn't even make half its budget back, and obviously that EA either developer or head or whatever he was, he came out and said that like making a first person shooter game nowadays, a single player first person shooter narrative game isn't very good. It wasn't a good idea.
It wasn't a good idea. No, putting the amount of money... I mean, that was a clickbait because he actually went into a little bit more depth and went, it's actually the amount of money EA put behind it in marketing that was the stupid idea. Yeah. And I'm like, how on earth did anyone in EA look at that product and go, this is going to be a new multi-billion-dollar franchise?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the first time they did it. Dead Space. They tried to push Dead Space into this new multimedia franchise of billions, and it's
Which is still the stupid.
It's a horror game.
I still don't understand that sort of thinking. Oh, we are deliberately gonna push this into a multimedia. This is what annoys me about Overwatch. It's one of those things. It's like, oh, we're gonna have comics, we're gonna have novels, we're gonna have all this. Okay, that's all good. What if your game sucks? What if your game is absolutely terrible?
Well, that's what they've got the other things to fall back on.
Yeah, I know, but like, the first thing that comes out is the game. So that's going to be the first impression of your world that you have made and your story. And so everyone's going to go, well, I'm not going to buy the fucking book. No, it fucking sucks.
I think the thing with Overwatch issue is that Activision did what they've done with all their products. They try and force it into, we're going to make it a niche sport.
No, that's not what I'm on about.
I mean,
with Overwatch.
I know.
I'm on about my criticism for Destiny 1.
Yeah.
What was pretty much the same thing, right? If you have to leave the game
to check out the lore,
to get lore on the game. So in this case is, I need to leave the game to get lore for Overwatch. I need to leave the game and get lore on Tracer.
Yeah.
Okay? Which at the moment is, her lore is she's British and she's gay. That's it. That's all there is to her.
She's British, she's gay, and she was part of an experiment that went wrong, and Winston made her a device that made sure she didn't actually just, phase out of existence.
But to be fair, they don't really go into, or any sort of detail into what...
I mean, they do have the voice interactions, but a lot of it is stuff that's already been like...
I'm not going to lie, with the music that they play over the voice interactions...
Oh, no, nowadays...
Are you able to hear it?
In the first Overwatch, it was actually quite good, because it wasn't until the very end that you were about to go in that the music got loud.
Yeah.
Overwatch 2, instantly just fucking blare out the music. I mean, I'm like... Your lore telling is literally at this point. What are you doing?
And but the problem with that is, it's like, okay, so you're a new player, right?
You
have absolutely no fucking idea what's going. Like when Overwatch 1, when Reaper would be like, "I taught you," to McCree, "I taught you everything you know," and then McCree would say, "Not everything," and I'm like, What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. Oh, it's not until they released Blackwatch.
Yeah.
That we understand. Actually, no. Yeah.
Oh, they were on the same team.
They were on the same team.
Oh, okay.
Both part of Blackwatch, and I'm like, well, that makes sense now.
Kinda. Well, how did like? So hold on. So you're telling me that Reaper, the guy with handles 2 shotguns and phases in and out of it, taught Jesse
how to shoot
a pistol and throw a dynamite bomb? Is that what he taught? Like,
yeah.
He doesn't actually go, I told you everything you know. Okay, so what does he know?
And this is the thing that another thing that with the co-op campaign, the PvE that they cancelled. That's another thing that is we're not going to get any of that. I mean, yes, there was the 3 missions that they gave out, which were basically what we used to get in Overwatch 1. I don't care what anyone says. It is literally what we got in Overwatch 1 with a couple of extra bells and whistles.
But like, if you have to generally leave the game to learn stuff about the game,
your lore telling is terrible.
Your lore telling, you need to.
I mean, you don't even.
At least I know League of Legends is probably, in my opinion, is probably the worst way in games. But at least it's in game.
Yeah. At
least you're like, you've got to go into League of Legends and then read the giant wall of text. At least it's there. At least I don't have to leave League of Legends.
And despite, some people, Ubisoft, for example, complaining about Dark Souls and Elden Ring and their like From Software's lore telling, it is all in game. It is all in descriptions of the items. It's up to the player to try and
figure it out.
Is it confusing as hell? Yes. But then that's why we have video.
But the thing is, like, sometimes it's really, really, because sometimes I've figured it out.
Yeah.
And like it's nice. When you piece together the whole things, like you get that really good feeling. Of,
I can get the major plot points of like stuff that's happened before we show up. I get those. It's the intricacies that I never understand, but that's fine. That's not what I'm there for. But for lore nerds, it's
it works.
But
it's in game.
Yeah, it's in game. But yeah, the it comes. I think for me, it comes across as they don't really care
about the
lore that they're willing to put it into the game.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
I mean, Dead Space, they did, because they clearly had lore in the game.
Yeah, but the thing is, right, so there's a difference between Dead Space and the others in that fact that I was just pointing out that EA, it's not the first time EA has overhyped something because they, for some reason, thought it was going to be bigger than it actually was. But with Dead Space, the developers just wanted to make a game, and then EA came along and went, well, we're going to make a cartoon movie, we're going to have a graphic novel, we're going to have an iPhone app, we're going to go...
Oh, God, the cartoon movie, that was terrible.
They were terrible.
That didn't make any goddamn sense.
I know.
An entire movie, which is supposed to be 2 movies, I know, but I never watched the second one. The first one, which is supposed to be set before the first game...
Yeah, Ishimura.
Didn't make any goddamn sense if you actually played the game.
Yeah.
Because if you play the game, the stuff that happens in the game,
yeah,
like that you find out.
Yeah, the thing is also like
that doesn't happen in the movie.
The movie makes it sound like everyone just lost their minds at the same time, and the game actually says like, no, this was a slow, insidious. Like 1 or 2 people were going nuts, and then more people were going nuts.
The movie makes it look like they got the market to the ship, and then everybody just lost their shit.
And it's like, no, this was building up to this. This was actually like there was shit going on beforehand, and then this was just the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah,
because what are they called, Scientology? No,
Unitologists.
Unitologists. The Unitologists are fucking insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Dead Space was supposed to be, especially the first game, was supposed to be this one thing.
Yeah.
And EA came along and went, no, we're going to have this, we're going to have books, we want our own Halo universe.
I'm not against like comics coming out from games, and I'm not against novels, and I'm not against movies that expand on the lore, but like
when your main source of lore is outside the actual game that you're trying to sell, it makes no sense.
Yeah,
I understand that. Yeah.
And it's also like I said, like
how did we get to this one? This is going to be the most tangents we're going on.
I actually don't know how we got here. We were talking about like AAA gaming industries and like overhyping, and then I mentioned EA with. I was gonna say like how like the gaming industry, at least the AAA, they're still on that like bandwagon of nobody plays single player games.
Yes.
And yet the most hyped game this year so far, one was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which has come out. Apparently it's not selling as well as Remake, but like I'm generally not surprised.
It's on PS5.
It's only on
not
PS5.
PS4.
And number 2. What was I going to say? We're in a cost of living. Well, at least here,
we're in a cost of living crisis.
We can't.
People's money are not as. We do not have like as much free spending as we did back when Remake came
out. So yeah, it's not going to be selling as. It's not going to sell as much.
I've seen some people go, it's failed.
It's still number 1.
It's like for the love
it's still God. Number 1 everywhere.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, and then secondly, the other most hyped games for this year, I think is Dragon's Dogma 2, because that game is fucking hyped to fuck.
Yeah,
that game looks so good.
It does look very good.
They've been showing off like the classes and stuff that you can do. Like I actually I'm like I might end up just making like 72 different classes because I want to try all of them. They just look so cool.
And also like some of the biggest, like, most anticipated games coming out this year. Not many of them are multiplayers. Like the only one that was hyped for, and even then it was like only for people who knew about it until it launched, and then everyone went, "Holy shit, this is amazing!" Helldivers 2.
I knew about Helldivers. I was like, "This is going to be awesome."
I know, but I was expecting it. I didn't expect Helldivers to be this popular.
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting it to blow off like this, because like, to be honest with you, it is exactly like Helldivers 1. Instead of being top down, it's
3D.
It's third person.
It's third person over the shoulder.
Yeah, that's the only difference. It's exactly the same. So I was just like, yeah, this is going to be awesome.
I think it's just come out at the right time, at the right price point, and it's done everything right. Everything is like, you know how Diablo 4's shop and Overwatch's shop is just so jarring. Like it doesn't fit. It feels like someone's just like slapped it on. It looks and feels like a shop has just been slapped onto part of the game,
and then they've like wrapped it around with duct tape to make it look like it's
Helldivers 2 shop literally feels like it's still part of like there's no pulling up.
I don't think I've actually been in the shop yet.
I would recommend it because it has reviews, and the reviews are literally in line with this. Is 1 star. This is not supported by the Ministry of Truth. It is literally like everything is like they've put the attention to detail is so well thought out and great. It's just perfect. Is it a little bit great? Do I look at the prices and go, that's going to take an awful long time to grind for free? Yes, but
I'm willing to do it.
Yeah, it's so fun. It's so fun.
Right. We're going to move on now because otherwise we'll just get stuck. Right, so former PlayStation chief talks about the importance of platform exclusive games. It helps focus and highlights the features of your own platform.
Yes, because it's the perfect time to show off what your console can do.
Well, not only that, as we've said time and time again, consoles don't sell themselves.
No, games do.
Games sell consoles.
For example,
what is if Xbox and PlayStation have the exact same thing, like it doesn't matter which one you pick, which is fine. But at the same time, like if you're making a console, if you're the maker of a console, which isn't cheap, you want people to buy your console. Yeah. So you need games for it that the other console doesn't have.
We've said it before. We'll say it again. Games sell consoles.
This is what Phil Spencer doesn't understand. Yeah. He doesn't understand. I refuse to believe that he does actually understand.
If he wants to sell, if Xbox wants to sell consoles, they need to make better games.
Which at the lookout point at the moment, it does look like that very soon we'll be.
They may be getting some really good ones. The problem is like there's Senua's Saga. Yeah. It's going to be a good game. Don't get me wrong, but it's one of those I'm like, it's a very good niche.
Yeah.
game.
Is it a console seller?
Is it a console seller? I don't think it is. That doesn't mean it's not a bad game. I just don't think it's going to be a console seller. Like, for example, I'm just going to go off memory from PlayStation because I know more. Like, PS3. Do you know what was released on the PS3 to show what it could do? Metal Gear Solid 4. Now, people can complain about the length of the cutscenes on that to hell and high heaven. I'm not going to argue that toss. But no one can turn around to me and say Metal Gear Solid 4 was not absolutely a pinnacle showcase of what the PS4 could do. PS3, sorry. Yeah, no one could turn around and tell me the PS3 could do. That was amazing. What? Like, yeah, and then everything that was happening around you, and the fact that you can have multiple factions fighting amongst each other and everything. And
well, I mean, to be fair, all you got to do is look at the PS4 exclusive catalog, and you can just be like, "Well, that's a banger. That's a banger. That's a banger."
I'm trying to think for PS4. I know there's
God of War.
Yes, God of War first. The first new God of War.
Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima. Infamous Second Son.
Do you know what? Yes, actually, yes. Infamous Second Son. I dare anyone not to go back to that and not see it as an absolutely drop dead gorgeous game. It's now.
Really, really good. I love Second Son. Persona 5 was an exclusive for a very long time on that game, and that's a gorgeous game. Yeah, there's quite a
Dark Souls.
Dark Souls
3.
Oh, Dark Souls 3. Yeah, but that was out on the Xbox as well.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh,
it wasn't exclusive.
Trying to think. Well, Final Fantasy remake.
Final Fantasy 7 remake.
7 remake.
So these are all games that will sell. But anyway, we'll get to this. Okay, right. Former CEO of Sony Interactive Entertainment and PlayStation Worldwide, Sean London, has spoken about the importance of platform exclusive games. The discussion around platform exclusives have heated up in recent months after Microsoft confirmed a number of Xbox exclusives would be made available on rival consoles. Both Grounded and Pediment are due to come to Nintendo Switch, while Hi-Fi Rush and Sea of Thieves are coming to the PS5. Oh, which, by the way, Sea of Thieves is now, I think, at the moment, the top pre-ordered game on the PlayStation Store.
Well, yeah, it was Helldivers 2 and now, but that's been released.
Yeah. Speaking on the What's Up PlayStation podcast, Layden said via VGC, exclusivity will always be important. It helps focus and highlight the features of your platform. What can you do here technically that you can't do someplace else? But as your platform becomes established, as the market recognises where you sit in the pantheon of gaming options, I think the necessity of exclusivity becomes a little bit less.
Yeah.
Earlier this month, Layden described exclusivity as a studio's Achilles heel due to increasing production costs. It reduces your addressable market, particularly when you're in the world of live service gaming or free to play. Another platform is just another way of opening the funnel again.
Yeah, it's you are restricting your own market,
especially if you're going to do live service,
which is self-defeating.
Yeah.
However, like I said, another example, Spider-Man.
Spider-Man 1.
Yeah, Spider-Man to show off like the PS4.
PS4, yeah.
Because that was so refreshing, that game. That was great. I love that game. But also, he's right. As the console generation gets older and older, the less necessity it is to have those as exclusives, because you start to get to the point of, like we always say, you always get to the point of diminishing returns. There's only so far you can push the technology, so far you can push the hardware. And I'm always champion the allowance of as many games to as many people as possible, because everyone deserves to play what they want to play, and they shouldn't be hamstrung by their choice of console, PC or whatever, for whatever reason, whether it was because the only one they could afford or whatever. But on the flip side of the coin, I can understand how important on early launch
I think
exclusives are.
I think live service, if you're going to make a live service game, say you Sony, because Sony wants to do live service games.
I mean, they've got the live service game now. They've got Helldivers.
Yeah, I know, but like they wanted. Let's be honest, they want more than Helldivers. They want another one. They'll want a bunch of live service games.
Oh, I know.
If you want live service games, like it makes kind of sense to
release it on everything.
Because you're going to make more money.
Yeah,
and you need that if you're going to run a live service. You need as much money as you can. Because you need to be able to put that money back into the game to keep it going.
Bring new content, for an example, for Helldivers, the mechs have just been released, which I found it very, very cool that they basically went, we're producing these mechs on this planet. Oh, by the way, the automatons are here. Could you come and help us?
You have to liberate it.
You have to liberate to gain access to the mechs.
Yeah.
You have to liberate the planet. That is a cool ass.
Yeah.
Method. Now I wonder if the automatons take the planet back, do you lose access to the mechs?
I would think so.
That'd be fucking cool. Because that would.
Joel, do not get any ideas. I like my mech. Joel, please don't do it, please.
But no, but in a sense, it kind of reflects like what a real galactic war would be like, because like certain planets would become more significant. So like everyone made a whole thing about Thingy's Creek, the robot Vietnam. I have a feeling that planet will be just fought over now forever because of the reputation it has.
Possibly.
I think they've mostly liberated it now.
Yeah, but they actually liberated it once, and then the next day, Joel just threw like 62 million or whatever automatons at it.
So there's going to be. I like how like natural this whole thing for this whole galactic war for Helldivers 2 feels like. Planets the planets are taking on more significant meanings than just this is territory to take. Like, for example, Robot Vietnam, the planet that makes all the mechs for everyone. So you get not only strategical but not patriotic propaganda. You get strategic planets that are strategically important, and also planets that take a more propaganda sort of like thing, like we can now hold this place, or we will get revenge, and we will take this place back, and it's cool because people aren't actually dying. They're just Helldivers. They're diving in. The Helldivers are dying. It's like this is what games are for. It's like it's for the cool stuff without the actual reality being in the way of people would actually die here. See. Exactly. Anyway, let's get back to exclusives.
Exclusives.
But again, like I said, I would probably repeat myself, but like in the early stages of a console, the exclusives are paramount to show what the game can do.
Unless you're Xbox.
And it's what baffles my mind with Xbox.
Unless you're Xbox, because in this case, at this point in time, you might as well just release all your games on everything, because no one's buying your console. So you might as well just do it. Your console sucks.
The thing is like...
But your console doesn't suck. I'll be nice. Your games suck.
And that's not... And to be honest, like, it does boggle my mind. It's like, this is the same, like, group of companies. I mean, granted, they're probably the people who worked on those games aren't there anymore.
Well, that's the problem.
Yeah. But, like, they have Halo. They have Gears of War. They have... a whole bunch of licenses and like genre defining. Like, remember the PS3 era when every space shooter coming out was known as, is this the next Halo killer?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
And now Halo's just a
meh.
And it's like it's such a shame of like how far that series has fallen from being like the pinnacle, the number one shooter, to what it is now. And it is like, why?
It's why Halo 3 still gets played today.
Yeah, well, that's why the original trilogy made by Bungie gets played today, because
it's just the game, the
Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, the gunplay in that game is fantastic. I don't like Halo because it jars me a little bit. That like it's set up in a really, really super serious, and then I've got little tiny people screaming, being like, ah! And I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, am I supposed to take this seriously, or am I what is going on? But anyway, yeah.
So yeah, exclusives are important because they are the pinnacle of what sells a console.
Well, not only that, but it's what shows off your console.
But I like the guy says,
like Death Stranding 2, I can guarantee is going to show off what the PS5
yeah, because Death Stranding 1 showed off what the PS4 could do. Yeah. It literally pushed it to its limits.
Yeah.
That game is gorgeous.
I know this because my PlayStation sounded like a jet engine.
The amount of PlayStations that nearly took off because of Death Stranding.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do wonder about Xbox's strategy, because I'm looking at them and going, you have so many potentially great exclusives, and you're just squandering them.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know why.
Oh, that's actually, speaking of which, this is because they used to be part of Activision, but Toys for Bob have gone independent.
Yes, which is really good. Toys for Bob, who came out with the Reignited trilogy.
Yes, the Reignited trilogy. Did they do the Crash 4?
It's about time, yes. I think they did, actually.
What did they do?
No, I think they did the... Oh, maybe not. Either they did Reignited or they did the Crash Bandicoot remake trilogy.
I think Toys for Bob did the 2 remakes.
Yeah.
They did Spyro
and Crash Bandicoot. And then they did do Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time.
Yeah. At least I think that's what happened.
And then they got shoved into the Call of Duty mines.
Yes.
Because fuck Bobby Kotick.
Yeah. But yeah, they've gone independent.
Which is good.
So who knows? I
mean, for the type of 3D platformers that you know and love, I hope they make more of them.
I hope they make one. We haven't had an actual 3D platformer in a while.
A new one.
Like a new one. I think Yooka-Laylee was the last one.
Yeah, of that type. Yeah. No, maybe like Mario. Well, it's Nintendo, not all the Nintendo.
Okay, not
Kirby.
Nintendo.
That isn't
Nintendo.
Yeah,
Kirby was probably the last one that I can remember.
Yeah, Kirby is the last one, but like that is something that isn't Nintendo.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, we've had Sonic Frontier, and we're getting a new Sonic. We're getting Sonic game soon. So
Sonic X Shadow.
Yeah, something like that.
The new generations.
Yeah, but hopefully Toys for Bob can come out with a banger.
Hopefully.
They've proven that they can do it. So there's no reason to think that they can't.
No, no.
Oh, does it close everything?
Yeah. Okay, right. We'll do this. Okay, right. So we're on to good news now. Yes. Well, actually, to be fair, everything that we talked about has been okay.
Okay-ish, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about the strike. That was probably the worst thing.
Yeah.
But the other things have been alright. Basically, an opinion piece. And so, but now onto the good.
Yeah, onto good news. Holy shit.
Capcom has announced a salary increase for all employees this year. Increased 28% boost to starting salaries. 28%? That's pretty good.
That's over a quarter.
Yeah.
Jesus. I would love to get a pay rise like that.
So, Capcom has announced its plans to raise salaries by at least 5% on average in the next financial year, as well as an increase to starting salaries for graduate hires in 2025. The change will also be accompanied by a one-off payment to all current employees and those who join the company from April 2024 onwards. Capcom revealed in a press release. The changes are part of Capcom's HR investment strategy, and the company said it is committing to pursuing further investments in human capital and the acquisition of exceptional talent. Yeah, basically, I think they
go in the opposite to everyone else.
They saw what Atlas has done, because Atlas has recently done this as well. Yeah. They've raised their staff salaries up because of how well they've been doing. And Capcom, let's be honest, I think for the last
2-3 years at least.
No, it's been longer than that. I think since Resident Evil 7, they've just been releasing banger after banger.
Yeah, true.
Actually,
I'd probably say
Monster Hunter World.
I'd probably say they've been doing well, and then they released Resident Evil 2 remake.
Yeah,
and then it just...
And then pretty much all their games have been really, really good.
After 2, we had 3, which arguably wasn't as good, but it was still...
It's still good.
Still good. It was still successful. They had Village. They had...
Yeah, Village did well. Exo Primal is doing well.
Is doing okay, yeah. Not as good as they probably expected, but then it's in a...
It's a very... In all honesty, it's a very niche live service game.
Yes. A horde dinosaur shooter.
With mech suits.
With mech suits. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have played that game. Yeah. It is fun. It is really, really fun. Unfortunately, now there's a game called Helldivers 2 out. And I must.
Street Fighter 6.
Street Fighter 6 is
come out and done really, really well. Oh, actually, you know what? Street Fighter 5 was probably the only one that I can think of that hasn't done.
Yeah, but I think that came out before Monster Hunter World.
Did it?
Yeah, because that was PS4. You got to remember,
Street Fighter World was.
Yes,
PS4.
I know it was, but Street Fighter 5 came out early in the because you had Street Fighter 5, then you had the arcade edition, then you had the Ultimate edition, and then you had something else at the end of the champion. Then you had the Championship edition. Like they had like 5 different versions of Street Fighter 5.
Yeah, that's true. And now we got Street Fighter 6.
And now Street Fighter 6, which is, like I say, an amazingly good game. Is it as good as Tekken 8? Well, that depends on what type of fighting genre you like.
Yeah. So Monster Hunter Rise, although it's not as good as World, did really well.
It did really well,
and it is very good. I'm not gonna lie, it's very good.
And it was out on the
Switch,
which did bangers.
The Resident Evil franchise is just like Resident Evil 4, just fucking.
And then I was about to say,
the floor.
And then they released Resident Evil 4. Oh, not to mention the VR versions of
the Resident Evil games have done really well. Well, to be fair,
7, 8, and 4 remake.
All of them are free downloads if you've got the games already.
Yeah.
So it's not. But yeah.
No, but the thing is, I was like, there are some people who will just buy it because it's the VR version.
Yeah, that's true. So there's the Resident Evil games. Monster Hunter's been doing well. I'm trying to think what else. Street Fighter's done well. I'm sure they've released another game other than Exo Prime. Oh, Devil May Cry is still doing well.
Devil May Cry 5
is still doing well.
Ultimate Edition, also known as Virgil the Best Boy.
The Virgil game.
The Virgil game.
Because why would you be anybody else?
The storm that is
the storm that is approaching. Because why would you be anybody else when you can be Virgil? Virgil is so overpowered, it's unbelievable.
It's great.
It's amazing. So yeah, I think they basically saw what Atlas did because Atlas has just done gangbusters with just the Persona series alone.
Yeah, Persona 5 came out, did gangbusters. The strategy game came out, did gangbusters. The dance game came out, did gangbusters because it always does.
Strikers came out, which is the Dynasty Warriors like game.
Did
really well.
And then Persona 3 Reload came out and
has done really well.
And needless to say, has done gangbusters.
So yeah, I think they're pretty much following the same footsteps because. Much like, I think the only difference here is that Atlas are doing raising the salaries basically so people don't poach their talent.
Yeah.
Because Atlas is one of the smaller companies.
Yeah.
In Japan, so yeah.
It was a good incentive to keep.
Capcom are probably doing this to keep talent. Keep their talent
just happy. Like Atlas, but also makes it more. Alluring for others. So, yeah,
it makes it alluring for others.
If you're working for like Konami or Sony or I'm trying to think of all the Nintendo, etc., etc. This announcement, I'd be like, I could get a good pay rise if I go over there. Now, I probably think the other Japanese companies will probably follow suit very soon.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe not Konami, because Konami is Konami.
Konami are the worst. But yeah,
also they're too busy building pachinko machines to actually make games.
That's true.
We've
got. Yeah.
But it's such a like.
It's nice to see.
It is nice to see,
considering the fact that for the last, I think.
Well, since the start of the year.
Yeah,
almost
on
a weekly
basis, we've been saying how many people have been getting laid off.
Have you noticed though? It's like the vast majority of them have been American, either American companies or companies that are run in this like the CEO positions have been Americans.
They've been Western companies.
They've been mostly Western
companies.
Yeah.
Done it.
And it's like
other than I think Sony, but even then Sony Interactive Entertainment it's
mostly run by Americans.
It's run from I want to say its headquarters is in California.
Yeah.
Now I think they
so.
moved it.
Yeah, Los Angeles. I think question mark could be wrong, but I don't.
I'm pretty sure it's in California though. At least the entertainment part of Sony is.
And I just it's the point of like, well, hang on, if all these companies over there who are in the same ecosphere as yous can afford to raise the money of that they are paying their staff, how the fuck are you, who are apparently make more money than them, how can you not afford to pay your staff? How the fuck can Microsoft? How can Microsoft, a
$3
trillion company,
not afford
to pay its staff?
Yeah. Why are you laying off one? How is Sony? Why are you laying off like 900 staff?
When you've had quite a few bangers coming out.
Yeah, when you've done really, really well.
God of War Ragnarok.
Few years.
Spider-Man 2. And a few others. And now Helldivers 2 has come out and just done absolutely...
He's doing really well. I think it made... You know what it is? I think a lot of people... at least me, like if you look at that pile there's a lot of games from Japan.
Yeah, there's a lot of Capcom, a lot of
there's some Atlas. There's no Konami.
Well, the only person I ever got Konami in our house is me.
I've got quite a few Bandai Namco games in there.
Yeah.
I think I hope that'll be work. There's some indies in there actually. But yeah, I think a lot of people are kind of doing that. I think that more people are now buying Japanese games than they are buying Western.
I think also, like, especially in the West, and don't get me wrong, there are games coming from Japan, for example, Square Enix.
Oh, yeah, Square Enix.
Babylon 4. That are not great. But, like, from the likes of Capcom, from Atlas, Nintendo...
I'm trying to remember
even
Sega. The company that does the Atelier games. I can't remember their name for the life of me.
Oh,
the Alchemist.
Alchemist, like, thinking about, yeah. They seem to do well as well.
Well, they didn't because their Atelier Razor game. That game saved their company because they were going under. And if that game hadn't done as well as it did, because it did really well. And I mean, I do generally believe it's mainly because of the character design, but that is not the point.
Look, they just understood their fan base and gave their fan base exactly what they wanted.
Yeah, pretty much. That game saved the company. I want to say Spike Chun, or were they the publishers?
Either way.
We're getting quite a few games from Japan. I mean, fucking look at the Yakuza games. Like a Dragon games. That's what they're called now.
Yes, but we still remember them as Yakuza.
Yeah, we do. Yakuza. Such a good game. Good. Fantastic. I mean, even
amazing series.
Even Judgment. Judgment is good.
Yeah. The Judgment has the unfortunate thing of being compared to Yakuza. And
well, I mean, it is part of the same thing. It's part of the same family.
It was going to be compared.
Yeah, it's going to get compared. Where was I going with this? I've lost my train of thought.
I was making the point about the distinction between the stuff.
That's
The fact that like the West gaming companies, which are supposedly worth more money than the Eastern companies like Capcom, etc. Yeah, Capcom are raising staff wages, while the West are just hemorrhaging staff.
Yeah. By
chopping off their own arm, and I'm like, they're both part of the same ecosystem. How like,
I think, like I said, I think at the moment we're in that we've got this like little thing where a lot of the games that people are generally looking forward to are, I mean, what's the next? I'm trying to think. What's the next big release that's been like hyped up? Stellar Blade.
Yes.
Right. Look at Stellar Blade. That's from Korea. Mm-hmm. Right.
It's a single player.
It's a single player game, but like it's very highly hyped up. Like, is there anything from the West that way we can look at and go, well, people are really hyped for that? I can't think of one.
Yeah, but I think the problem is like this the AAA game industry. The indie scene's a little bit different because there's a lot of little gems that are like chugging away, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But like in the major AAA sphere,
that's what I mean. Can you think of a game that's coming from like the big companies?
But again,
that's
like
hyped.
Grand Theft Auto 6. That's it. But the thing is, though, is like I think their reputations have been sundered. Like for example, if Bethesda hadn't released Fallout 76 and Stellaris in the state that they did.
Stellaris?
Not Stellaris. Starfield. I got mixed up with.
I was going to say, I'm pretty sure Stellaris is a good game.
Paradox. Yeah, I got mixed up with Paradox games. Yeah, look, it's a space game beginning with Star.
Yeah, sure. I'll give you. You know what?
I've been to work.
I will give you that one. I'll let it slide.
I've been to work today.
At least it's got Star in it. It's perfectly fine.
And it's about space.
Yeah.
And exploration. One's a more strategical and better game, and the other one is about exploration and doesn't have a lot of exploring.
And it's boring as hell.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Starfield's not going to PlayStation. Thank you, I don't want it.
I should have realised how boring the traversal was going to be when Todd said, yeah, the jump pack's all you need. As soon as he said that, I should have went like, yeah, this is not going to be good.
I generally, when it comes to Starfield, I want to be able to do that I told you to still dance.
Yes, you're allowed to.
I told everybody. I told anybody who watched this video, to the point of whenever we were talking about Starfield, that those planets that he's talking about, there is nothing going to be in them. There's nothing going to be there. There isn't going to be any point in going to them. There's going to be 1,000 planets, but there's only going to be like 4 planets to go to.
I think the problem is like I say, the biggest problem is the space combat is boring, and which is hard for me to say.
The whole game is boring. The whole thing.
And the traversal, like if they landed you nearer the places they wanted you to go, it wouldn't be as bad. But the problem is it lands you in a settlement, and then you've got like two kilometers to go to where the game wants you to go.
Right. What they think is, right, they want they think every planet should be like Skyrim. Where like your next no. What I mean is like your next location is like 72 miles that way, and you haven't gotten anywhere to fast travel to.
Yes, but the problem is
right?
the problem with that is like it doesn't matter. Like Skyrim doesn't affect you as much because there's so many things on the way.
That's what I'm saying, right? Right. My one thing, well, other than the fact that it's buggy as fuck on console, one of the worst things about Bethesda games is when you do a mission or you're doing a side quest, right? The side quest always takes you like onto the other side of the map. I mean, I don't know why Aunt Maggie wants a pie from the other side of the map. That's like 62 miles, like Fallout 3's in Washington.
Yeah.
So you'll start one quest and you're right on the right side of the map.
Yeah.
And the destination is the left. Right?
Yeah. Right. So
it always takes you to somewhere where you have no fast travel. So you'll fast travel about half the distance and then you've got to walk the rest of the way.
Yes.
Right? And that's fine. It works because there's so many different things that you can go and find on your way. That's the magic of it, right? But the problem here is Starfield, you've got 1,000 planets, and you can't. You've got 1,000 planets.
Yeah.
Like, they've got to build 1,000 versions of that. Right? They're not going to be able to do it. Not on that crappy engine that they've got.
No.
It's not going to happen.
No. Well, how did we get onto this again? This is the tangent.
This is the tangent of tangents. I don't know. No, we were talking about like how the eastern side of like Japan,
Korea, China.
We were talking about how like their games at the moment, we're looking at them and like, oh my god, they look so good. Like Dragon's Dogma, Stellar Blade, the Final Fantasy when it was coming. We were looking at them and like, oh my god, they look really, really good. And then I was saying like, if you look on the opposite side, there isn't really anything there.
I think, and I was making the point like, the reputation of those companies, Bethesda, Microsoft Games.
We said Grand Theft Auto was probably the only one that's really getting hyped right now.
Take-Two, Ubisoft. Like the reputations of those companies have been just thrown into the gutter by their own management, by their own senior management. Yves Guillemot is an absolute detriment to Ubisoft now, plain and simple. He is a ridicule person who has no standing in regards to any sort of reputation or anything. He is just a joke now. Activision Blizzard has only just gotten rid of Bobby fucking Kotick.
Yeah, which means it's going to take a while before the stench is
like Activision Blizzard's reputation cannot be any further in the gutter than it is now. Actually, no, I won't say that because it can. It can get worse.
Yeah, it can get worse.
It can always get worse.
Yes.
But it is in its worst ever state, and that also means that, and like we've had Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 3. They asked for $70 for a DLC campaign that should have cost $5, if not 10, a maximum 10.
No, a 20. I say £20. No, wait. I would say £20 for a fully worked campaign, DLC campaign. Like, hear me out, right? New maps, and the zombies. Yeah. £20. I think that's fair. You're getting a lot of there's a lot of content there for £20, right?
The problem is
the start. There isn't really no campaign. There's no new maps,
and the zombies
is not worth.
The zombies is Warzone.
The zombies, which is I do actually like the zombies mode, but it's not worth.
It's Warzone. Yeah. That's all it is. It's Warzone zombies. It is not what the zombie fan base really wanted. It is, and I'm sorry, but I understand what you're saying. £20. That was if it was a proper campaign in that. What you actually got, I do not believe it's worth £20. I think 5 to 10, because almost every map in the campaign is a reuse asset zone of Verdansk. The multiplayer maps are all Call of Duty 2's, Modern Warfare 2. Don't get me wrong, some of them are really good maps. High Rise is a highlight, but they're still like stuff that they clearly had the assets for before, and they just worked it into the current engine. And then again, the zombies is literally just Warzone with zombies spliced into it. There's nothing new. Yeah. So I wouldn't say that even £20 is worth it. Yeah. I'd be very upset.
I'd agree about that. All I was saying was like if it was to the standard that it should be, £20 would be fair.
Yeah. Not I would think. $70 fucking dollars.
Not $70, no.
70 goddamn dollars. So this is the thing. The western side of the gaming industry, their reputations are in the gutter. I
think it's why we've got like a lot of like the AA games that have come out.
Yeah.
Come up, up and coming stuff. People have like looked at it and gone, you know what, this is like really, really good. Yeah. And I think it's why Baldur's Gate did absolutely gangbusters, because it's a game. And
then of course there's the whole point of like EA has to have resources given to Respawn for Apex. for their live service. Epic has Fortnite, so resources have to go into that. It's I think it's a combination of the two. Like, their reputations are so badly harmed by recent events.
Yeah, I think the main problem's been is that they've all been chasing pretty much the same thing.
Yeah.
And not really realizing that, like, nobody wants them.
For well over a year, we've been saying the live service genre is now a very crowded service. And you can't come out with a half-baked, poorly implemented live service. It will just die. Suicide Squad. You literally went on a suicide mission.
But I'll tell you what. We'll get back to the Capcom raising their salaries.
Yes.
The change will also be accompanied by a one-off payment to all. I've already said that, haven't I? Yeah. The changes are part of Capcom's HR investment. The one-off payment to all employees is described as an investment to the people who support the future of the company.
It also helps them get on their feet, because especially if they're graduates, some of them will have to potentially buy a apartment or a house nearby so that they can go to work.
Graduate salaries will raise from 235,000 yen to 300,000 yen, which currently converts to around about £123 to £157, that's a decent raise. An extra 300,
£300 what, a year or a month?
I'm going to assume a month. Oh, a month. Yeah. From April 2025. Representing a 27.7% increase. Capcom previously increased its starting salary in 2010 along with Koei Tecmo and Bandai Namco, in a similar bid to attract and retain staff. Which is what we were talking about before.
Yeah.
As to why they're probably doing it. This is a nice change compared to the news of the layoffs we've come to expect recently. The number of layoffs in 2024 so far is estimated to be over 7,500. The total number of layoffs in 2023 is estimated to be 10,500.
Yeah, so we're not even 3 months in, and we're already 70% of the way up to last year's total.
Yes.
Dear God, I'm just glad we're running out of companies that have announced layoffs. I mean, granted, we haven't had the Activision Blizzard annual. Let's fire a bunch of people so we can make our quota.
Yeah,
that's coming. If you're wondering, they may have counted that in the was it 1,600 staff they laid off?
19.
The 1,900. Yeah, they may have counted that towards it.
If you're wondering why so many jobs are being cut, we have an explainer. Oh, that's just going on. Capcom has been confirmed for tonight's Xbox partner preview, which I'm pretty sure they show off. I think it's probably Dragon's Dogma and something else. Yeah, there was an Xbox preview. It was pretty good, but there just wasn't anything there
that we didn't
already know about.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's fine. They did show. I think they showed off some more of the new Atlas game, which is like the fantasy Persona coming out.
Yes.
Which I'm really looking forward to. That's just looking better and better. The more I see. Let's see. Is there anything else? No. But yeah, Capcom raising the sales of employees it's just a nice, refreshing change from more people have lost their jobs. Isn't that wonderful?
Oh yeah,
it's just lovely. Okay, right.
And you can't even turn around and go, well, Activision Blizzard have Microsoft have shareholders and Sony has shareholders and all that. Like, Capcom are, as far as I'm aware, Capcom are also a publicly floated company. They have shareholders, so that's not a valid argument. It's almost as if you make good games, you make more money, and you make more money.
Right?
You make more money. And you make more money. You can actually make more profit. Make more profit. Pay your staff. Staff become better. Staff become more experienced because they stay on, and also they can become happier. They become more productive. You make even better games. Those give even better games to play. Make more money. That more money makes more for your shareholders. Shareholder price goes up even further.
It's simple mathematics.
Yeah. Look, I understand making a great game is not easy. I understand that. But We're not talking to the people that actually make the games. We're talking to the CEOs and the fucking management who are just there as yes men and fucking salespeople. This is basic sales, you fucking idiots.
Yep, pretty much. Right. Moving on. Okay, so if you haven't, unless you've been living
a little bit of sad news.
Yeah, a little bit of sad news, but I think that the nice thing is like how the internet came together for this.
Yeah.
Like everyone all over the world pretty much came together over this. If you haven't, unless you've been living under a rock, you probably already know about, unfortunately, the sad passing of Akira Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball, as well as a whole bunch of other things, but
the Dragon Ball is
the poster boy and the DNA of what makes a shonen.
Yeah, an entire genre. He basically made an entire
Without genre. Dragon Ball, you do not have Naruto, you do not have Bleach, and you do not have One Piece.
Yeah.
Plain and simple, everyone. Like, the progenitor of what we know as the shonen manga / anime of today. Yes.
Unfortunately, he sadly passed last week.
March 1st.
March 1st, yeah. He'd passed for a week before they actually released.
Yeah, they had the family had the funeral and then they announced it,
which I think is it's like a custom thing in Japan.
Yeah, it's basically the family gets asked when they get given the option to state when the announcement of the passing was to go, which is I kind of think kind of nice actually, because it means that those that want a private affair without like the giant weight of the world mourning over this one person, like you get to do the whole funeral and the mourning thing as a family first.
But I mean, all you have to do is really just. I mean, this is one of the nice things about Twitter. Even though I rag on Twitter a lot.
Yes,
I do rag on Twitter. This is one of the nicer things where basically, like, number one, Akira Toriyama was the number one trending thing, so you didn't have to really go far to find anything. And the amount of outpouring from just everyone, to this man,
from current shonen mangakas,
just everyone.
I know.
Oda did a big twit longer, as well as the mangaka for, I can't pronounce his name, Togashi. He wrote another like a twit longer, basically saying lovely words about
basically you like what people would class as the cornerstones of shonen, like One Piece.
They
all came out and
they're basically like the second generation of shonen.
They all came out and said basically like Toriyama was he's
the god. They say it in their thing. They are the god of Toriyama was the god of manga.
Yeah, he was he was one of their inspirations of making their mangas. And
then you've got a load of there's tons of
the amount of fan art that has come out has been really, really good, and 90% of it has been really like very nicely done and very tonally great. And
we've had Final Fantasy 14 the players of Final Fantasy 14 did a little memorial thing for him, where they got if you've got the Nimbus Cloud mount, everybody basically got that out.
And basically formed the Guard of Honor.
Yeah, formed the Guard of Honor in Uldao, which is where the Pugilist guild is, which is what Goku is. So that was really, really nice.
Which is shades of when
Mura died.
Yeah, everyone basically donned on the Black Knight armor set and just formed a Guard of Honor, because the Black Knight is literally guts.
Oh yeah, pretty much. Everything's been.
Capcom
have
commissioned a piece of art
with basically Street Fighter characters
fighting
in Dragon Ball costumes.
Yeah, like Blanca's dressed as Goku, and which is actually more fitting than what many people would assume, which is basically Ryu dressed as. And it's like, no, you don't understand. Character-wise, Goku is more like Blanca than Ryu.
I don't know.
Well, no. Right, Ryu is all the stoic.
Yeah, that's true.
The stoic journey for power and become stronger. While Goku is literally just like, I want to fight him because he's strong.
Yeah, that's true.
Like there's a boyhood innocence in Goku.
Yeah.
Like.
But yeah, it's been really, 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 really nice to see that people can actually not be knobheads.
I know, it's great.
For once. I mean, look, I know there have been some dickheads about this.
But here's the great thing, right? Those people that have shown that reared their heads of doing anything negatively, they got dunked on so hard and so fast that they just disappeared. It was great.
Yeah.
It was glorious. It's like, yes, go F yourself. Go away. No one wants to talk to you, you stupid troll.
Yeah. Anyway, as much as I'm not the biggest fan of Dragon Ball,
it was one of the thing is, Dragon Ball Z, especially, was a lot of, especially for the UK, our first introduction, even though we were too young to realise it, our first introduction to anime. Like, Dragon Ball Z was the first anime we watched.
Yeah.
That we know, I mean, there was, like, the weird French and Japan collusions like Ulysses and Jason the Wheeled Warriors and all that sort of stuff that we used to watch, but, like, proper Japan-only anime, Dragon Ball was the first one, our introduction. I mean, we didn't realise it was anime until, we got introduced to Gundam Wing, but still, like, we used to love Dragon Ball for the fact that instead of a fight that would last half an episode, we were like 10 episodes in and still they were fighting. It was
still going.
It was still going.
Jesus Christ, this is ridiculous.
They're blowing up planets now and they're still fighting. When's this gonna end?
Yeah, and let's be honest. No, I don't think anybody is ever gonna forget when Goku turns Super Saiyan.
Oh, Super... Yeah.
That is probably, for me at least, is... As much as, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of Dragon Ball, but I do like Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
But that moment...
It is one of the greatest moments in cartoons.
Yeah,
clearly.
So
not even
good.
just anime. Not even just anime. Like, one of the greatest cartoon moments in storytelling. Because it was so well done. How it was slowly building you up to this moment.
Yeah.
And then the payoff of the fact that, he turned Super Saiyan. He's clearly not happy Goku anymore. No. I mean, granted, his best friend was just murdered in front of him. And his best friend could not be resurrected as far as he knew at that time. So, like, it's understandable why Goku was no longer happy Goku anymore. It's just so... It's such a good payoff for that. Yeah. It's as good a payoff as Gohan going Super Saiyan level 2.
Yeah.
Against Cell.
Yeah, I would say that.
Gohan
getting his moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really that's a really good
the very fact that Gohan is the one who defeats Cell, not Goku. But it's bittersweet in a sense that all this wonderful fan art and people come together to give their respects and all that. It's bittersweet because it's like a person has died because that has caused all this, but it's still nice to know that the internet is not just a complete dumpster fire of terribleness.
we can actually come together we can actually come together and be good.
Yeah.
And do something that's like nice.
Yeah. And not
not just yell at each other.
Yeah.
Over, which quite simply is, a lot of it is it's just nothing. We yell at each other over nothing.
Yeah, a lot of it is like, dude, there are more important things to be this upset about.
Yeah. So, we'll move on now. I'd like to just say, Akira Toriyama, rest in peace.
Yes.
Thank you
for so
many
great moments.
They added a page in, I think, the latest chapter of
Dragon
Ball Super.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Akira Toriyama showing up at the
Oh, the gates of heaven.
The gate thing.
Yeah, basically.
The big red guy behind the desk.
Yeah, it's not. He's not Satan. I don't know what. I used to remember his name, but I can't now, and it's gonna bug me.
Yeah.
But it's the big guy that Goku says hi to every time.
Every time he dies.
Before he starts his way off the
snake
path.
highway.
Yeah, the snake highway, the snake
something
path.
like that. Snake path. But yeah, he shows up there. Kira Toriyama shows up there, and that's how the chapter ends.
Oh.
And it's really nice, and it's like
it's bittersweet.
Yeah.
Because you know why he's there.
But it's just really nice. When you think of it, you can generally just look at, especially in media now, in video games and stuff like that. I mean, look at Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
Trigger. He wrote Chrono Trigger.
Without him, you don't have Dragon Quest.
Yeah.
You don't have Chrono Trigger. You don't have... there's so many, and there's so many things. Like, the whole thing of, charging up.
Yeah.
I don't think you get that. That is not a thing without him. Yeah. Without Dragon Ball.
I'm just standing in a spot
screaming.
And yelling.
Yeah, you don't get that. That if it wasn't for Dragon Ball and most importantly Dragon Ball Z and Goku going Super Saiyan 3, you don't get people just standing in the middle of a fucking room or in the middle of a playground going
yeah. The days. We also it's not only that like we said you can actually see like we said One Piece isn't a thing, Naruto isn't a thing, which then means Bleach isn't a thing, which then means
My Hero Academia
doesn't happen, which also means Jujutsu Kaisen doesn't happen, which a lot of manga,
I mean hell
a lot of comics don't happen.
Yeah, but also there are a lot of mangas that are shonens that people don't realize are shonens. Full Metal Alchemist is a shonen. It doesn't feel like a shonen, but it is a shonen because if you think about the beats of that story, it does have a lot of shonen things the fights that take 4 episodes, and then all of a sudden someone has a power up that turns the scales. Scar versus Raph is a prime example. And when you sit down and actually think about the impact and influence that Dragon Ball has had, it is astronomical. I mean, granted, we wish Dragon Ball Evolution wasn't a thing, but you don't. I think if it wasn't for Dragon Ball, the fighting... Is it fighting? What's it called? What is classed as a shonen? The fighting... The fighting get stronger, fight again, and get stronger, and fight again.
Yeah.
That genre doesn't exist in the format it does now.
Yeah, that's true.
Plain and simple. Everything...
I think we'll just call it shonen. I think people just call it shonen. It's a shonen. It's a shonen...
Yeah, it's a very shonen trope. I understand that, but I'm trying to remember. No, battle mangas. You don't get battle mangas as they are now if it wasn't for Dragon Ball. Is what I'm trying to say. And then of course you don't without the battle mangas you get the non-battle mangas,
which are mint,
which are amazing.
Food Wars is fantastic.
Food Wars, One Piece, Death Note.
Death Note, yeah.
Because that's all mind games and trying to figure out who's who and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, the impact this one mangaka has had is...
It's very rare that you have one person who has just basically united almost the entire world.
Yeah, over
one thing.
If
you look at the Dragon Ball fan base, that is, I would say, arguably
one of the most diverse.
Fan bases.
You can find a Dragon
Ball fan anywhere you go.
Yeah,
you can just find them. You don't even have to look for them. They're there. You see them, and it's just
Because you can guarantee at every con in every country all over the world, there will be at least one person dressed up as a Dragon Ball character, whether it be
one person.
I said at least. At least. There's
I'm
always
going to say at
more.
least 10.
I know, but I'm being conservative. It might be a con with only like 50 people.
Oh, okay, right.
And only one person can afford to actually cosplay.
Yeah,
That would be the
Dragon Ball guy. Yeah.
But yeah, like the amount of people like that dress up as Piccolo and. There are even people that dress up as Yamcha.
There's gonna be so many.
The Yamcha meme is a thing because of Dragon Ball.
There are so many Dragon Ball memes that are in other medias.
Yeah.
That people don't even know that it's a Dragon Ball meme.
Like Goku is that recognizable? People who don't know what Dragon Ball is recognize Goku. That is the impact Toriyama has had on the world. This is
the best thing about Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is diverse,
very,
and not forced.
No,
like it's generally diverse. There is an actual diverse cast of characters.
Yeah, you have. I mean, if you just go off the Z Fighters, Krillin's a short, bald person.
Yeah. That's how you know Dragon Ball is fake, because Krillin is really short and bald and yet manages to score Android 18.
One of the hottest characters
in the hottest characters in the thing.
In the whole thing.
In the whole thing. It's like, no, that's not. That's how you know it's fake.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, we're talking about a media that also has Roger Rabbit, who is married to Jessica Rabbit.
Yeah, but he's a rabbit.
I know, but still.
Yeah, that's true. But
again, the whole trope of, well, he makes me laugh.
Yeah, that's true.
But you have Chaozu,
Yamcha,
Bulma,
Vegeta,
and always, as I always say with Vegeta, abridged Vegeta is best Vegeta.
Yeah, there's just so many. And
Captain Ginyu,
and it's not forced.
No.
And that's the difference between like actual real diversity.
And then there is who I will always say is the most powerful being in the world in Dragon Ball, who is the only person that has made a hyperbolic time.
Oh yeah, Mr. Popo.
Mr. Popo.
Well, actually, we do actually have someone stronger than Mr. Popo.
Who?
We have he's in Dragon Ball Super, and he's basically God.
Ah, right.
So you know the contest of power?
Yeah, the
tournament of power.
Which was
yeah. Basically, whoever won that, their universe didn't get destroyed by this person.
Yeah, I know. Oh well, that's the two thingies, aren't the two little?
Well, no, there was one.
Yeah.
There was only one. But basically, what Goku did was he went kind of back in time, grabbed him, and then brought him forward in time.
Oh, so
now there's two of them.
Because of course he did.
Yeah, because
Goku. That explains. If you ever wonder why something is weird in Dragon Ball, just go because Goku.
And then you go, that makes sense.
Goku did something. Yes, that makes sense now.
So yeah, but like I was saying, like the difference between like I was saying, Dragon Ball has this like an actual diverse cast of characters that everybody can like,
and it feels
natural, and nothing's forced. Like it's just there. They're just there, and they are their own people.
Yeah,
whereas when you look at media nowadays, especially in the West, and you look at things like Sweet Baby Inc. and those companies that are like, this needs to be this and this needs to be this because it needs to be diverse. No, you're just forcing diversity. You're not. Nothing feels natural when you do that. And when nothing feels natural, you lose yourself. Like you're not in the game anymore, or you're not in the novel, or you're not in the show that you're watching.
Yeah,
because it doesn't feel real anymore.
Well, I mean, prime example for gaming.
Prime example in TV is Law and Order. Oh. Look at Law and Order. Like nobody fucking talks like that.
Yeah.
Half the things that those people say, nobody talks like that in real life. You're supposed to be an educated lawyer. nobody in their right mind will say what you just said.
Oh, you're not the chief of police, but you're
supposed to be the captain of the station, of this part of the station.
This group, yeah, of this unit. You're the captain of this unit. Why the hell are you?
You sound like a propaganda fucking thing. Nobody talks, and that instantly, when that happens, it instantly takes you out. Whereas when you've got diversity like Dragon Ball Z has, you get more and more engrossed because everything feels normal.
You know, for example, Law and Order back before it is the way it is now, when you had like characters like Lenny in that in Law and Order, it felt natural. They were actual like natural conversations, and they were having the thing that really annoys me is like these are the same messages you were giving out when you were good. These are the same messages. The thing is that they in the older episodes they feel like they're coming from actual people
and a genuine place.
And a genuine place of a person who has had experience of certain things.
And now it just feels like a corporate fucking message.
Yeah.
That's been told to me by a robot. Everything just feels fake.
It's not even a robot. It's a cardboard cutout.
This is something that I think. Like Dragon Ball, the one thing everybody should take from Dragon Ball is like this is how you make diversity in anything. Right? This is how you do it.
Yeah.
You don't force it, you just put in what you want to put in.
And then have it develop naturally.
And have it develop that way. Like there's nothing
like the vast majority of Goku's friends start out as rivals. Krillin was Goku's very first rival.
Yeah.
And they end up becoming friends through their trials and that. Same with is it Tien?
Yeah, Tien.
Same with Tien, Piccolo, Vegeta.
Definitely Vegeta. Vegeta is definitely the rival.
Vegeta is literally the stereotypical rival because he is friends and not friends and yet friends and not friends and yet yes, no, yep.
Yeah.
That's Vegeta, because you know Vegeta. But yeah, it's
just the way it is.
The thing, like I say though, when it comes across as forced, it becomes, to me at least, disingenuous.
Yeah, well, because it is.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I'm saying like this stuff with like Sweet Baby Inc. and like the companies like that, like it's not real.
But also in regards to like the stuff that Sweet Baby Inc. Right, you also have to, you know. Yes, point over to them and say, no, you shouldn't be doing this. This is wrong. But also to the companies, you know, there are smaller companies. I can understand them being pressured by Sweet Baby Inc. into letting them put what they want in.
Right. When it comes to the bigger companies, it's not about the thing. It's about money.
Like, oh yeah.
They use Sweet Baby Inc. to basically get the money from like the banks or whatever. Because it hits a certain score.
Yes, I know, but the thing is also game developers should have the final say in what goes in.
Yeah, they should, but we all know that they don't.
Yeah, no, but the companies like, for example, Warner Brothers.
Well, yeah.
Warner Brothers
again, right? If we both know that the final say is not by the actual developers.
I know that.
We both know that the final say comes from the guy at the top who only gives a shit about that money.
I know. What I'm saying is that companies like Warner Brothers are multi-billion, if not trillion-dollar companies. They shouldn't. They have the ability, the power, and the wherewithal to actually turn around to companies and go, no, this is not.
Oh, yeah, they do, but they won't because they know. Because you got to remember, it's
two reasons why I think. One is the one you're pointing out, which is they want the brownie points, and two, it's a convenient little scapegoat if everything goes wrong.
Oh yeah, that as well.
So what I'm saying is like we shouldn't look at like stuff that's happened in, for example, Suicide Squad with sort of stuff like King Shark being able to use the green ring, which should never happen because.
Oh no, that's Rocksteady.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying like because there are some people that are literally pointing all blame onto one company. It's like, no, yes, some of the things they've done is wrong, and you should criticize them for those things, but don't just start blaming everything on them. There are the companies like Rocksteady, Warner Brothers, and all those that were involved should also get an equal share of the blame because they let that happen.
Oh yeah,
100%. That's what I'm saying.
But so
but
back to
I understand
my original point.
Yes.
When you bring in companies like Sweet Baby Inc. and whose sole job, which by the way is ridiculous, you are literally paying them to do nothing, right? You're paying them to do nothing because you're basically paying them to turn a character black or turn a character into a woman instead of a man. You're paying a character. You're paying them to tell you that this character needs to be this instead of this. That's it.
Yeah.
You're paying them to do nothing.
What they're supposed to be for is to outsource, to give background on lesser parts of the not lesser, but parts of the game that have less impact. So, like for example, side characters and that sort of thing. That's what's supposed to happen.
Yeah, but that's not what's happening.
But again, that's not necessarily all Sweet Baby Inc.'s fault, which, again, they put the stuff in, they should be criticised, but the companies that let them do that and not turn around and say, no, don't do that,
oh yeah,
that they should also, and the point I'm making is,
a
lot of people are just ganging up on one company when it should be criticising both.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that when you look at, because my point is that you're hiring these companies.
Yeah.
Because that's what they do. They're hiring these companies.
Yeah, they're outsourcing.
Right, they're outsourcing to basically force diversity into their games. Right?
Yeah.
That's what their job is.
Mm-hmm.
Right, is to force diversity in. And we know that forced diversity doesn't work.
No, it never has and never will.
Right? But when you look at something like Dragon Ball, or actually something that is because Toriyama, he consulted on Super and worked with somebody else because obviously he was in his 60s.
Yeah,
it's the mangaka's life is very hard, as we know.
I would.
But if you look at like One Piece is also a very diverse cast of characters.
Oh yeah,
all over the place. Right? It's not forced.
No,
it's not. Nothing feels wrong. Everything feels, whenever you see a new character, no matter what they look like,
feel like
it generally feels like
part
they
of that
should
world.
be there.
Yeah, they don't feel out of place. Unless they are specifically there to feel out of place.
My point is that companies like Sweet Baby Inc. should not exist. They shouldn't exist, and there is no telling me that they should.
No, right. In
the
format of forcing diversity into games,
but that's all they do.
Yes.
Right. This idea that they come in and their whole job is to work on side characters, and it's bollocks. It's fucking bollocks.
Mm-hmm.
This idea that because if you want to make a side character, you've already got an idea of that side character. Why are you hiring somebody else to come in and make that side character? You've already decided that. And if you're making a fucking open world game, you've already got templates. It's already there. You've already done it. The only reason Sweet Baby Inc. and companies like them exist is to come in, look at what you've made and go, that character should be this should be that. Yeah. That's it. They shouldn't fucking exist.
So two things. One, that company like that should not exist. However, the outsourcing to basically make the staff that they've got work solely on the main part of the game, that is because of probably all these layoffs.
Yes, but we already have. There's already companies that already do that. That's my point.
Yeah.
Because Sweet Baby Inc. and companies like Sweet Baby, because Sweet Baby Inc. is this, to be honest, is a small cog in this giant machine.
Yeah.
It's like, if people are thinking that Sweet Baby Inc. are the problem, it's not just them.
I would class them as a symptom, not the problem.
Yeah. Right. The main problem is the big wigs up at the top of these companies.
Yeah.
Right? So like you said, Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't deserve all the slack that they've been getting. They deserve some of it.
Yes.
But they don't deserve all of it. And I'm not giving them slack in a sense. What I'm saying is, like, they should not exist in the way that for what they are doing.
Yeah.
Right? You shouldn't need a company to come in and tell you, especially if you're the artist. Can you imagine? You're the fucking artist. You've worked a ton of hours, and we know that the artists work shitloads on these games.
Yeah.
And then some fucker comes in and tells you what you've done is wrong.
Oh yeah.
Like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah. I totally agree. But the point I'm making is this situation is probably happening more and more often because there are less people actually in house to do all this work
because of the layoffs.
Because of all the layoffs. So they outsource more people. So and I know, and you probably know, when a company outsources, they don't really give a shit about who they outsource from.
Yeah, exactly.
They just basically pick the cheapest.
Which goes into, like, it's the bigwigs.
Yeah.
This is the problem. The bigwigs are the problem.
The problem is always, especially in the gaming industry and probably most creative industries at the moment, is the people at the top. The CEOs, the board of directors, the senior management. Mm-hmm. They have no clue.
My point is that you've got these companies who will come in and do that, and yet you've got one guy who created an entire universe that feels more diverse than anything that these games have come out with.
Yeah.
That's my point. You've had one guy has basically just shit all over companies like Sweet Baby Inc.
But again, it's the reason why each one is doing what they're doing are two totally different reasons.
Exactly.
One is for the whole, look, we're inclusive, please give us your money, pandering and absolutely just disingenuous bullshit.
Yeah.
And the other is a person who has created this world and wants and is basically going, okay, so I want a new character. How does he fit in? Does he have this?
What does he look like?
What does he look like?
What should we do?
What's his mannerisms? How does he react with everyone? And it builds from there.
That's all I'm trying to get to.
Yeah.
When it comes to Sweet Baby Inc., yes, I agree with you. Sweet Baby Inc. does not deserve all the slack that they've been getting.
No,
they deserve a lot of slack.
They do, but
they don't. But my point is that Sweet Baby Inc. shouldn't exist.
Yeah,
it's not a thing
companies that like
because
Sweet Baby Inc.
At the end of the day, a lot of companies like Sweet Baby Inc. They're fucking racist. That's at the end of it. That's what they are.
They just
hide it.
Well, yeah.
Well, naturally, no. They don't even fucking hide it.
Well, no. Right. So they do hide it because the only thing they come out with is the stuff they know they can get away with. I can guarantee you, the people that are coming out with the whole shit of like, oh well, you can't be racist to white people. I can guarantee you, those people, if they will be just as mean, ugly, vindictive, and fucking racist to everyone else that is not of their own ethnicity.
Probably.
They just know they can't say that because they'll get fucking dogpiled on.
Mm.
But if
my point is Akira Toriyama is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, he's a legend. He's a legend that will forever be. I think we're getting a bit.
I'm going back to Akira Toriyama and I'm going to praise him. Like there will be probably a statue of that man.
Yes.
Probably outside Shonen.
Yes. Shonen manga.
Shueisha. Yeah, that's the company.
There will be a statue of him.
There will be a statue of that man.
Either outside the building or
in his hometown.
Definitely in his own town.
There will be a statue.
There will be a statue or a memorial of something for him in his own town. There will probably be a statue either outside the building of Shueisha, or if they can't have it outside, it'll be in the foyer.
Yeah,
there will be something honouring him and his impact.
So back to my point. Akira Toriyama is amazing, and
it is sad that he is past.
It's sad he's past, but there's a lot of things that we can learn from the work that he's done.
Yes.
Like the whole idea, the best thing about Dragon Ball, and this is generally the truth, the best thing is that it generally teaches a lot of kids who read it, at least it taught me when I watched it, like, you can get punched in the gut.
But what matters is you keep getting up.
What matters is the fact that you get up, you brush yourself off, and you walk forward.
Yeah. You keep going.
Yeah, you keep going. You keep trying. And
because eventually, if you put the work in,
you eventually get there.
You will eventually triumph.
Yeah, And I think that is something that a lot of, at least I don't see it in Western media enough, I think.
Especially not now.
I don't think we see it enough. We don't see that lesson enough. I think of like that you are going to fail.
Yeah,
you are going to get beat up.
There will be times where you will try and fail, and that is part of being human. That is part of life. Yeah. You will fail at things. What matters is what you do with that failure. Do you give up or do you continue on?
Yeah.
Even if it is not in the thing that you originally set out to do you use what you've learned to progress somewhere else? Sort of thing.
And I mean that is a great message to have.
It's a fantastic message.
Yeah, Akira Toriyama is absolute legend. It sucks really badly that he passed. And I think writers everywhere, I think you can learn at least something from
his work.
From his work.
And also to his friends and family, our condolences.
Condolences, of course.
And you know, it'll be hard for them because they've lost a far. You know, all we've lost is a
yeah. They've lost a loved one while we've lost an amazing
writer, an amazing writer that we idolize. They've actually lost a father or brother or a friend, and it's a lot harder for them. So our condolences to them. And yeah.
Right. So we shall move on.
Yes.
Sorry about the little rant about Sweet Baby Ink. It's just the tweet that they sent out really pissed me off.
About
Akira. It really pissed me off.
The flip side to that coin was the
giant. He got dunked on.
The giant
that
dunk.
Guy got dunked on.
The giant, just like complete annihilation dunk that happened to that person was. It restored some of my faith to the internet.
Yeah.
And maybe not Twitter.
Although
it happened on Twitter.
We know. Look. We know after this, the dust is out. Twitter's going to go back to being the way it was.
Yes.
So, right. Okay.
I'm just gonna make most of the fan art as it happens.
Yeah.
And then decide when it goes.
Moving on. The nominations for the BAFTA Game Awards 2024 BAFTA Game Awards have been announced.
Yeah, no one really covers this, so we've
not many people. To be fair, it's not. Unfortunately, it's not the big one. Like because the Game Awards is the one that
the Game Awards is the big one, but
also BAFTA doesn't really do much. The Game Awards,
no,
to be fair,
they basically do a live show and that's it.
Yeah.
But I still class it as like a prestigious award. Considering it is the BAFTAs.
I mean, this article doesn't even fucking go through the nominations list. It just goes top 10 nominees, and these are the ones that have like the most nominations.
Oh, for God's sake!
Hold on. BAFTA Game Awards.
Oh, you're looking for the actual nominations. Yeah. You would have thought. Yeah, I know. It's annoying when they go, oh well, it's the BAFTA nomination to be released. Okay, so what are they? Well, we're not going to tell you. You got to find out.
Here we go. We'll just go to BAFTA. Right, so these are the nominations for the BAFTA. So we're going to start with animation. Animation, we have Alan Wake 2, Hi-Fi Rush, Hogwarts Legacy, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, and Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
I would probably say Hi-Fi Rush. The animation in that game.
No,
Alan Wake.
Not the animation. If it was art style, I would say yes, and not animation though.
So which one would you say?
I think animation, it's probably between Alan Wake 2 and Spider-Man 2.
Ooh, actually.
Out of that list, I would go, and then possibly Hogwarts Legacy 3, because Hogwarts, I think mainly because of the whole thing with J.K. Rowling, it doesn't really get a lot of recognition as it does. No. The animation in Hogwarts Legacy is top-notch. It's very, very good. I would go... I would say, I'm going to say Spider-Man 2.
I'd probably say...
I think it just tips it, but for me, it's between Alan Wake and Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Artistic achievement. Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Cocoon, Diablo 4.
Oh, God.
No,
Diablo 4 can go die in a ditch.
It's not. The artistic achievement's not really.
Everything just blends in on itself.
Oh, no, is that Final Fantasy 16, sorry. Final Fantasy 16. And Hi-Fi Rush. I'd probably got to give it to Alan Wake 2.
Probably, yeah. Like,
possibly
the whole, like...
although, actually, Cocoon is very different. It's very out there.
Cocoon's art style is really good as well. Like, I'm going to say it's another one of those where it's like each one on their own merits.
Apart from Diablo.
Apart from Diablo 4, because that game...
It's just great.
Is an abomination.
It's just great. It's not an abomination when it comes to art style. It's just great. It's just a lot of grey.
A lot of grey, a lot of brown, very little to distinguish yourself from the enemies.
Well, not unless you buy the skins.
Yes.
I'm gonna go Cocoon.
I'm probably gonna go Alan Wake, primarily for the scene where you're going through and it's playing the music track.
Yeah, that's true. That's
that is like, it's weird yet amazing yet fantastic yet disturbing at times, yet everything fits and yet is jarring.
Yeah,
it's
right.
Great.
Yeah. So this one, I think we'll go for it first. The next award is audio achievement. So this goes to Alan Wake 2. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. No, because if you played Warzone, you know that the sound in that game is absolute garbage. Hi-Fi Rush, The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Spider-Man 2, and Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I would give this one to Hi-Fi Rush, mainly because it uses sound
in part of the game
as
the
its game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would say Hi-Fi Rush for this one. Possibly Alan Wake 2, with it being the type of game that it is.
Yeah.
It kind of needs its sound to be on point.
Mm-hmm.
But I think with Hi-Fi Rush using sound as its gameplay,
and the soundtrack is a separate award, but like the actual like soundtrack it's a bopper. It really is.
It's a bopper. We'll leave that one until last because that's best game. So, best British game, Cassette Beasts, Dead Island 2, Disney Illusion Island, Football Manager 2024, Viewfinder, Warhammer Age of Sigmar, Realms of Ruin.
I'm gonna go. Do you know what? Cassette Beasts. I've seen people play it. It is a lovely game.
It's like Mother, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it Mother?
Yeah.
Is it called Mother?
Earthbound.
Earthbound. Like Earthbound, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very similar-ish in art style. And
I have no idea if I've just insulted an entire fan base on that, by the way. I just want to let you know that. I do not know. I've not seen Cassette Beasts.
I've seen people play Cassette Beasts.
I'm literally just looking at a picture. I'm assuming that's Cassette Beasts.
Yes.
Right? It just looks very Earthbound to me.
The art style is very, like... But it's... How do I explain it? It's just a very good game.
It's a pixel.
It's a pixel art game.
Yeah.
It's a pixel art game, but it is a very good RPG type game.
I'm going to go with the only game that I've actually played in this entire thing. Dead Island 2. I like a zombie game. What can I say? Moving on. Best debut game. Cocoon. This is good. Right, so Cocoon, Dave the Diver, Dredge, Stray Gods, Venba, and Viewfinder.
Stray Gods, the musical one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh God,
this is a hard one.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna give it to Dave the Diver just because.
I'm gonna give it to Cocoon.
I think
they are all amazing games.
I think Dave the Diver is gonna win it because I've literally seen Dave the Diver everywhere. Whereas Dredge and Stray Gods and Cocoon, I've seen it bits and bobs. But like Dave the Diver, like
I've watched someone play through almost all of Cocoon.
Oh yeah,
it is a really good game.
It is a really good game. I'm not saying that it's a bad game. What I'm saying is that Dave the Diver is just everywhere.
Yeah, Dave the Diver is everywhere, and it's a very, 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 very good game. I'm just saying Cocoon is a better game.
Yeah.
That's not saying Dave the Diver is a bad game. I'm just saying Cocoon is literally like 5 years from now, right? There were going to be so many people going, how the fuck did I miss this game?
Yeah, true. That's true. I'll give you that. Right, moving on. Evolving game. I don't know what that means, but sure.
So, like, games
I would think live service.
Live service is your big one, but like stuff that, like, for example, No Man's Sky. It's not really a live service because you're not constantly monetizing.
Yeah, but it
constantly updates and adds new stuff.
Okay, right. So, God damn it, I need to change the settings on my tablet.
You do.
Right. So evolving games, Cyberpunk 2077.
Considering the fact that how 2.0 changed so much, I can understand.
Final Fantasy 14 Online, Fortnite, Forza Horizon 5, Genshin Impact, and No Man's Sky. I think this is probably. I think Cyberpunk's going to win this. I don't think it should, but it's probably going to win it.
Yeah, Cyberpunk is probably going to win it. I would probably argue. I don't know.
Because it isn't. It's not an evolving game. You can't turn around. Like, look, No Man's Sky.
They just fixed a bunch of stuff. No Man's Sky fixed a bunch of stuff and then completely changed everything.
And just added so much into the game.
I mean, granted, Cyberpunk has had its DLC with a whole bunch of stuff to it, and they changed a whole bunch of stuff, and they have added a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, but did it change the world? Did it actually change the world that you play?
I know it
without
changed.
having to go into the Phantom Liberty.
No, like they changed how the skills work and how you deal with certain things. Okay. Like they 2.0 did change an awful lot.
Yeah,
of things.
I know, but I'm still stuck in the part of like No Man's Sky constantly updates.
Yeah, I'm not saying like I agree with it being there. I'm just saying
it's one of those. It's another one of those things where it's like with the Game Awards, where it's like it felt like they needed to put it somewhere, but they didn't know where to put it.
Like Phantom Liberty is that good? They needed to put it somewhere, but they couldn't put it in a lot of stuff because it's not a new game.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
Yeah.
So yeah, I reckon Cyberpunk's going to win it, but Genshin Impact shouldn't win it. No Man's Sky probably could win it. Possibly Fortnite with all the new stuff.
Actually, considering what they've just released for Fortnite, probably say Fortnite.
Yeah.
And this is from a person that really doesn't play Fortnite a lot, if at all.
Okay, this is weird. Would you say these are family? So we're on to family now.
The Nintendo Award.
Yeah. Cocoon, Dave the Diver.
I mean, they're
Did
not.
you say they were family games?
Well,
maybe Dave the Diver.
Dave the Diver has giant sharks coming after they eat you. So,
would you say Cocoon was a family game?
I would like. So, Cocoon is a very puzzle-orientated game. It's not. I would class these games as not very violent, even if they have like bosses or you fish, killing fish and that sort of stuff.
Fine. Disney Illusion Island, Hi-Fi Rush, Hogwarts Legacy, Super Mario Brothers. Probably Super Mario Brothers.
The Nintendo Award.
There is a chance that Hogwarts might win this.
Possibly. I don't think it will though.
I don't think Cocoon's going to win it. I don't think Dave the Diver's going to win it. Possibly Disney, but I don't really know. I don't know what that game is. I don't think Hi-Fi Rush. I think it's between Super Mario and Hogwarts, personally. But this is the BAFTA, and BAFTA like to throw curveballs.
Yeah, they do throw a curveball every now and then.
Game Beyond Entertainment. Right, I've heard of one of them, so I'm just going to go with that one. Chance of Sinar.
Yeah, so it's the whole messaging and like.
Oh no! I mean the games.
Yeah,
I know what the award is for.
Yeah.
It's the game. I've not heard. Goodbye Volcano High.
Yes, that's
the only one that I've heard of here, so that's the one I'm going for. Oh no, Tetsuya. I've heard of that.
Yeah.
Tetsuya. Terra Nil, Thirsty Suitors, and Venba.
I'd probably agree with you though. Goodbye Volcano High is probably going to get it. It is a really good, well put together story.
Oh, this is a good one. Game design.
Yes.
This is good. Cocoon, Dave the Diver, Dredge, The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom, Marvel Spider-Man 2, and Viewfinder.
So, okay, I think
Cocoon's going to win this.
And I think Zelda's going to win it, but I think Cocoon deserves to win it.
I think Cocoon's actually going to win.
Zelda is, even though actually thinking about it, the whole construction mechanic in Zelda is ridiculously good.
Yeah.
The amount of the very fact that it has a system to create things that will break, that means you can pass challenges and obstacles in multiple ways and not necessarily the way the game developer intended, but it still works. That is a feat of gaming engineering that is amazing, if not hot like that is almost an impossibility. So I can see why they would win it, but I still think Cocoon on its whole like aesthetic and the puzzle solving and how you solve those puzzles by going into worlds and out worlds and into worlds and into worlds and
I suppose.
Yeah. I would say it should win it. Cocoon should win it, but I think Tears of the Kingdom might tip it.
So moving on to multiplayer, we've got Baldur's Gate 3.
No.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3.
Hell no.
Diablo 4.
No.
Forza Motorsport.
No.
Possibly. Party Animals.
Party Animals.
And Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I think Baldur's Gate 3 is going to win this.
Baldur's Gate 3 is probably going to win it, but
I think
Party Animals should win it.
So here we go. Best music. Alan Wake 2.
For the theme tune, if not anything else.
Gods of Asgard.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Assassin's Creed music is always really good.
Usually quite good. Baldur's Gate 3. The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Marvel Spider-Man 2 and Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I think.
Okay, so first things first. There is a game that is absent that should be there. Final Fantasy 16.
Oh yeah, because the music in there.
Because Square Enix always knock their soundtrack out of the park. So BAFTA, I'm very disappointed in you.
Especially considering Jedi Survivors.
Jedi Survivors should not be there. It's like, I mean, the soundtrack's good, but it's very Star Wars soundtrack. It's not. There's not a track that I listen to and go, yeah, I instantly know the moment that music hits in the game. Well, Final Fantasy 16, you know, like, Find the Fire. Is it Find the Fire? Yeah, Find the Fire. Find the Flame.
Yeah.
When that music hits, that's it. It's like, oh yeah, I'm ready. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's get this boss fight going. Let's do it.
I think Baldur's Gate. It's between Alan Wake 2 and Baldur's Gate 3.
I think Baldur's Gate should win it.
I think Baldur's Gate probably will win it.
The soundtrack, like Alan Wake has just like has some good tracks, but it has one that really stands out, which is what puts it there. Baldur's Gate 3, on the other hand, has a lot of.
Well, I think we all know who's going to win this one. Moving on, narrative: Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3. This is the winner. Dredge. Final Fantasy 16, The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom.
I mean, it's between Alan Wake 2 and Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate 3 is a game built on story, so it should win.
Didn't Alan Wake though win the Game Awards one though?
Yeah, it did.
So,
but like this is
it's the BAFTAs.
It is the BAFTAs. I still think Baldur's Gate
3 should
win the narrative, considering its whole game is based around its narrative.
Yeah, it's a role playing game. The narrative is king. It has to be good, otherwise it's not going to be great.
New IP award. Chance of Sonara, Dave the Diver, Dredge, Hi-Fi Rush, Jusant, and Viewfinder.
Dave the Diver.
Probably Dave the Diver. To be fair, I don't really.
I mean, I may be biased because Godzilla's showing up in Dave the Diver soon, so maybe.
There's nothing wrong with being biased.
Yeah.
Performance in a leading role. Amelia Tyler as the narrator in Baldur's Gate 3.
Ooh.
Cameron Monaghan as Kai from Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
You mean Cal?
Cal. I'm going to pronounce this wrong and I do apologise. Najee Jeter as Miles Morales in Spider-Man 2.
Oh, actually, yeah, he's really good.
Neil Newborn as Astarion in Baldur's Gate 3. He's the one that won the award at the Game Awards.
Oh.
And they played him off for some bizarre reason.
Yeah,
Samantha Burt as Karlach. Oh, this is going to be hard. It's between Karlach and Astarion for me.
No. It's between Karlach, Astarion, and the narrator. The narrator is really good as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Holy shit.
Or Yuri Lowenthal as Peter Parker in Spider-Man 2. It's between any of the three.
Basically, Baldur's Gate.
I'm going to give it to Karlach. I'm going to give it to Samantha.
Yeah, Karlach's really good. Oh my god.
Karlach is really good.
I mean, I understand Astarion because literally everyone
loves Astarion.
Everyone has a thing for Astarion. I'm like, he's too much of an asshole. But then again, I have my biases, so like, it's fine.
Actually, do you want to know that there is nobody in the Baldur's Gate cast that I'm like, yeah, I'd go for that. There's nobody.
Really?
Really, I don't really know. There's the bard lass that you meet in the... the tiefling bard lass. I think that's probably about it.
But you can't date.
But you can't do it. She's not part of your team. You can't do anything with her. So I'm literally just like, I'll just go with Shadowheart then. Fuck it.
Shadowheart's
she's alright. I like her. She's not my preferred choice.
No, it's the tiefling bard. It's
the bard. She's a lass that plays guitar. I mean, I'm a sucker for that. Performance in a supporting role. Andrew Wincott as Raphael in Baldur's Gate 3. Deborah Wilson as... why is Star Wars got to have the weirdest fucking name?
Ciri
Junda in Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Ralph...
Don't remind me of her death.
Ralph Ineson as Sid in Final Fantasy 16. He should win it because Sid is badass. He's the best thing about that.
He
Sid should win. Sam Lake as Alex Casey in Alan Wake 2. Sam Lake, you hack. Tony Todd as Venom in Spider-Man 2, and Tracy Wiles as Jaheira in Baldur's Gate 3.
So I'm going to literally say
I've already said my choice.
Yeah, Sid. No, honestly, Sid is literally the Kamina of Final Fantasy.
He's mint. Everything happens because of him.
Everything happens because of him, and everyone is doing what they're doing.
And the voice
because of him.
Yeah, and his voice actor is just amazing. It just works.
Like, I'm now thinking, like, how long is Sid actually in the story? And it's not even like half. He's probably not even in till halfway.
I think he's about a third of the way through.
Yeah, he's literally Kamina.
Yeah,
he dies a third of the way through.
Yeah.
He dies a third of the way
through. And you still feel
And you still feel his presence in everything you do, all the way to the end, almost. Yeah. I mean, I'm not at the end yet, but I'm heading into the end.
Yeah, you're not far.
People are still going, yeah, we're doing this for Sid. Not you as Sid, but like Sid.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my god, he is literally... And I'm not saying this is a bad thing. Like, it's a good thing. His character has so much impact on the story and the characters around him. It's like, there's times when I'm literally like, god damn it, Sid, why did you have to fucking go and die? God,
I know. It's just, when he died, I was like, no, dude, you can't die. You're like the best thing about this game. Don't die. But yeah,
I have to admit, I like Mid though. Mid's
good. Yeah,
Mid's good.
Technical achievement now. I think Alan Wake 2 is going to win this, but it's between Alan Wake 2, Final Fantasy 16, Horizon Call of the Mountain, which is the VR one, The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom, Marvel Spider-Man 2, and for some bizarre reason, Starfield isn't here.
I mean, clearly they had to put it in somewhere so that Microsoft didn't throw a hissy fit. Because if you notice, Microsoft stuff is remarkably absent right now.
Actually, yeah, you've got a good point.
I'm probably saying Alan Wake.
I would say Alan Wake
because of how it incorporated the live action.
Yeah, I think the only thing that's going to probably could beat it. Is Call of the Mountain, Horizon with the VR stuff.
Yeah,
because Marvel Spider-Man 2 doesn't really do anything different.
The Horizon game is actually like, I'd probably say the closest thing anyone's gotten to Half-Life Alyx. So far, maybe? I don't know. I need to start playing some more VR games, I'll be honest.
But after that, and then we've got the EE Player's Choice. I think I know which game's going to win this. Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, Fortnite, The Legend of Zelda, Lethal Company, which I would like to see win, Marvel's Spider-Man 2. The Baldur's Gate is probably going to win it, but this is the fan choice, so
Fortnite could win it.
Whenever it comes to like voting, never let the public vote.
No, that's how you get Boaty McBoatface.
That's how you get Boaty McBoatface.
Oh god.
So who knows? Anybody.
And then of course we have the game of the year.
Best game.
The best BAFTA best game.
Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Dave the Diver, Legends of Zelda, Spider-Man 2, and Super Mario Bros.
Baldur's Gate 3.
Baldur's Gate 3, hands down.
It has to be.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Alan Wake is a very, very, very good game. Sam Lake, you hack.
It's a very,
but it's not a perfect game.
Also, it didn't explode like Baldur's Gate did.
Baldur's Gate 3, again, like I keep saying, Baldur's Gate 3 plays like an actual D&D.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is made by people who know players will just do random shit to see if it works. And it will work, because they realised it will work. And they knew, like, for example, what happens if I jump on top of this this giant tower of boxes that I've stacked, and then then Misty Step over the wall?
It's not that amazes me. It's the very fact that they've managed to do an actual D20 system in the game. So, like, you could explode something to get something to fall off, but because you haven't rolled like a 20, you'll blow up the wall, but the thing you're trying to get off the wall won't fall down. It'll fall off, and
things will happen. Like, it'll be a nat 1. Like, for example, you try and knock something off, and instead this thing will somehow perfectly balance on top of it.
Yeah,
with a nat 1.
Yeah,
like yeah.
It's that sort. The fact that they've actually managed to get it to
I think
work.
It's a combination of the two. The fact that they know the player's ingenuity is so massive that they've like got a system in that works in almost every possible way, and also combined it with a workable D20 system in game. And it's just like, how, like, you can tell why this game took 6 years to make. But yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 should win it, because last year was the year of Baldur's Gate 3.
Mm-hmm.
No ifs, ands, or buts. And boy, there were some mighty fine buts. In Baldur's Gate 3.
Some mighty fine buts. Everyone's got a great butt.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a great butt. We'll end it there.
Yes.
I do hope you've enjoyed this chat. We had quite a few tangents this time.
And a rant.
And a rant. We will try and... I will try and keep us on track next time. But anyway, I do hope you've enjoyed this chat, and we'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye now.
Cheers.